In this episode,
One of the things that you said repeatedly at the beginning, and I think it's so critical to point out to folks, especially the folks who haven't taken any action still, you said I had to change quickly. We had to change and we had to change quickly.
The final frontier is mindset. And the mindset became imperative in that some people were deciding to sit on a couch and not move. And that's okay, there's no judgment. It's just that's going to be very difficult for those agents to catch up when the COVID opportunity presents itself to be open for business. As a Rainmaker of a team currently with 5 buyer partners and 2 listing partners, I've been an agent for 33 years. And Danielle, you mentioned COVID. So that created lots of challenges for the states that got shut down, Michigan being one. And for at least 8 weeks, we were not allowed to show real estate. So there was some scary months there where we were just waiting for the pending income to come in and then learn how to do virtual by taking listings remotely and changing in the process very quickly with the help of Keller Williams and other top agents to learn how to do the virtual open houses and have the agents figure out the new navigation and adapt and change. And every business still needs to change. And this was no exception. We had to change very quickly. Otherwise, we might become the dinosaurs. So Rainmaking and the team led some very drastic challenges where we had to furlough our inside sales department. And then eventually, because the production wasn't there, we had to lay them off and terminate that whole division. So that created some other change with lead dynamics and then helping the agents get their skill set up, create the opportunity for increased activity. And the final frontier is mindset. And the mindset became imperative in that some people were deciding to sit on a couch and not move. And that's okay, there's no judgment. It's just that's going to be very difficult for those agents to catch up when the COVID opportunity presents itself to be open for business. So there were some agents, and there still are agents that are having a difficult time. Maybe because of immunocompromised situations or family members who have difficulty. And so we respect all differences, right? And encourage everybody to do what they want to do in partnership for win-win. And just work through this new world. And it does take a lot of patience and understanding sometimes for somebody who wants to go. And yet it's important that people go at their levels. And that was a growth opportunity for the Rainmaker here, to recognize that this is not a place where you can push people to get out of their comfort zone, because it's frightening sometimes in what we can perceive is out there and what is out there for real risk. So that was another mindset shift. And as far as that goes, we then Zoomed every day. Our team recognized that we heard rules and laws literally change sometimes twice a day when the governor would come on and tell us, now we have this. So one time open houses were okay, and then the next day they weren't okay, and then you could have 4 people in a house. So the laws were changing literally every single day. So we needed to be in the know so that we were complying with the laws, and we had to be checking things out immediately. The other thing about the mindset, Danielle, is the connectivity was very important, because we now weren't allowed to come into the office. We weren't allowed to show houses, so we needed to stay connected. So that's where the daily Zoom became imperative for our team. And
Absolutely.
literally, it was okay to say, I don't know, because literally, like yesterday at 5, it was okay. Yet today at 11, there's another conference from the governor. So stay tuned. We're going to find out. And you know that. You recognize the constant information that was coming in.
Well, I mean, even back then, we were getting emails after the governor spoke almost immediately from Michigan Association of Realtors that didn't agree with the way Ann Arbor Area Board of Realtors was interpreting the announcement. And there were things that were never even advised on, like the time of sale program with the county. The county shut its doors, and none of us really knew what was going on with well and septic inspections. And then come to find out, they had given the information to the inspectors themselves and asked them to pass it on to the agents. Well, for me, that didn't happen, right? So it was very interesting to watch the whole thing go down. But I think I want to touch on a few things that you said here. One of the things that you said repeatedly at the beginning, and I think it's so critical to point out to folks, especially the folks who haven't taken any action still. You said I had to change quickly. We had to change and we had to change quickly, right? What kind of support and what kind of messages from where were you hearing that? Because a lot of people didn't hear that message.
Oh, well, I'm blessed to be associated with the people in the Gary Keller Mastermind. So I'm looking at what my friends are doing very quickly with the virtual world. Also through KW Connect, I actually found great value in the videos, and people were sharing what it was like Wendy Papazan put out, here's what we are doing for virtual open houses. So yeah, scour that email. I actually learned lots of cool things from that. Oh, well, we need to put hashtags when we do the virtual. If you don't do that, then you might miss some other opportunity for social. And we were using Eventbrite. Well, people were hindered in registering via Eventbrite. And while it was great for capturing, they actually potentially limited the attendance. So it was KW Connect. Also, MAPS coaching was pivotal for spreading information for the mastery clients or the breakthrough clients because they were learning very quickly from Keller Williams what was the best practice, doing the care calls, learning very quickly that that was the new norm and very welcome by the consumers. That was a whole new feature, right? Not the Columbo, oh, by the way, close. It was, how are you feeling? How is it going working from home? Oh, by the way, have you looked at the interest rate since the last time you bought a house? And have you heard about Keller Mortgage or any other opportunity to refinance? Because the rates are low, would you like that added value? Just actually changing the way we were conducting business. It was more personal and it was about relationships, going very much back to the data bank and making those calls, which turn out to be the most powerful way for anybody to make business anyways. So it was a forced way for us to call people who were open to receiving our calls. They're not going to turn us in. They're welcome calls, and they actually felt more ingratiated by the fact that somebody is looking out for them and part of a larger community that's partnered with church. I actually know that that's where our heart came across. So that was another kind of dynamic. And those pivot things that James Shaw pivot, that was very empowering, where people were actually praying together and bringing God into the picture at a high level. And so when you ask where, that's pretty much it.
So basically, your professional connections, many of which are in Keller Williams and at the top, top 100, Gary's top 100 level, MAPS Coaching, which is the largest real estate coaching organization in the world, currently headed by Monica Reynolds, who I just adore. And a lot of the programs you're mentioning are headed up by similar folks like James Shaw and Wendy Papazan. One of the things that I want to touch on is the bold law: success is simple, not easy, right? And that's what I'm seeing over and over as I talk to top real estate professionals in our industry. Some people found a ton of success helping people buy and sell houses this season, and some people didn't. And the biggest difference that I'm finding is who got up and started making care calls. And the strange part about COVID is that it gave us for me, it was the simplest and most easy time to have an excuse to call your people.
Mm-hmm.
And so just picking up the phone and coming from contribution and saying, hey, I wanted to see, how are you? That's not a weird phone call during COVID. Hey, I need to know, how are you guys doing financially? Do you need to refinance? Can I connect you with a trusted lender? Those conversations may have been awkward prior to COVID because it's like out of nowhere. Right now, nothing is off the table and people are thankful to have that connection.
Right, and it always comes from the heart, and it comes from WinWin. It's the culture of the whole company, and it's God, family, and client. So it just made more sense as we went through this whole thing, and it was a natural progression, not anything that we could have not done previously. Yet it was powerful by the fact that we were, I'll say, stuck at home, and many big corporate people are not going to go back to work before June of 2021. So it's going to continue that we are going to be dealing with this basically until we get a vaccine.
Yeah, and I think the care call of the moment right now, in my opinion, is look at your database and find out who has school-aged children that also have a job or are running their business, or maybe that they're constantly home with their kids now, right? Who has school-aged children? Call them and check in regularly because those are the folks I'm finding are struggling the most right now mentally and emotionally because I've talked to a few realtors. Their business is just backsliding. I mean, years of progress are eroding because they don't know how to handle the workload and the kids.
Yeah, there's a wonderful video out there, and the lady says, "Oh Lord, help me. I'm not a school teacher. Oh Lord, help me. I am not a short order cook. Oh Lord, help me. I am not always the best wife and cleaner. And oh Lord, and she just goes on. I'm like, amen, sister, because all of a sudden you became everything to all parties and everybody's in your face 24/7. And so there was a lot of emotional stress and distress. And with the school age moms or dads, um, those kids are virtual with sometimes 60 kids in a classroom. Are you kidding me? And those parents are needing to be monitoring. They're in the room, they're attempting to work, and yet it's required that the teachers say that the parents be available for these things. And I have to say that those kids are astounding. The teacher says, okay, share your screen and show us how you got that from the Google Drive, and then how you can download that, how you filled it out, and excellent. Okay, now, Sarah, you're eating your snack. Let's move on. And it's just fascinating to me. It just, stop eating your snack right now. You're next, okay? It's just, there's kids that are 7 years old that know how to scan and check email.
Yeah, yeah. My kids are 7 and 9, and I gotta tell you, I was privileged enough and lucky enough to be able to have a nanny over the summer because I just stepped into this role of being team leader, which is a new position for me. I'm taking what I did for consumers and now I'm pivoting it and saying, what can I do for the agents? And so it's a big role to get used to. We had the kids all summer. And so I had a nanny and I retained her for the first 3 weeks of school because I just knew I wasn't going to be able to do it justice. But next week, I've got kids at home, and on Wednesday it's all me because Papa goes and trains people out in Farmington. So it'll be really interesting how I can continue to service both worlds. But I just feel for the people who have been doing it Monday through Friday since March.
Yeah, it's almost like you come to work for a vacay, right?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and to your point, it is pouring into all the clients. I'm very grateful for being associated in a powerful community of leaders of MAPS coaching, with Monica heading the reins right now, and Gary, of course, heading everybody up and providing free coaching, have reduction in fees. It's just everybody partnered very well together, and still we absolutely need that connectivity and somebody gently guiding us through the navigation of a green light, red light, watching the money, focus on profit, and what you focus on, you attract. And people have genuine questions. There's confusion, right? And it's relentless change.
So I want to talk about this a little bit because you've embarked on this new journey. You took on a new role. Do you want to talk to me about your role with MAPS Coaching?
Oh, I've been a coach for 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah,
How did I not know that? That's massive. For some reason, I didn't know it was that long.
well, Gary Keller said to everybody in the room that he thought it would be a good idea for us as mega agents in his mastermind to participate in coaching, and to stay in that room, we needed to go get 2 clients for each of us. So I took the courses and did the thing, and then I followed the path, right? Because I'm a good soldier and I want to go through the process. And it was one of the best things because it taught me the models. It allowed me to be improving in leadership. I enjoy the role play. I have 2 role play partners for that. We role play along as a mega agent with our own agents. So your skill set obviously is going to improve over time as best you can. And yeah, so now my big why is to make a positive impact on others, much like a team leader, to make a positive impact on agents' lives. And when you make a change in somebody's life, one life, that has a ripple effect in everywhere. People need some help every once in a while, and you are there to help. It's a value add, right? You're there to help somebody at some point because that's a need, and each of us have the need. So that positive impact and rippling through other people really speaks to me, because our mission in our group is become your best self and make a positive impact on and difference on others' lives. And I can't think of a better calling to participate and share and do the best you can. It's been a little challenging.
Well, so you currently have clients that you coach, right?
Yes, I do, as a mastery or breakthrough coach, and we go through the whole gamut, and either weekly or every other week, we work with people to improve business, right, through the models, keep profitable, and through creative ideas and awareness of what's happening in their business, just asking powerful questions and how we can help that client with their business focus totally on them, because everybody's different. Nobody operates their business the same. That's part of the other good thing and challenging thing, that there's no real estate transactions that is ever the same. Even though you might have sold that house 3 times, the next transaction is not the same. No business player is also the same. No play is the same. The way that person threw the ball, the way that person caught it, it's all different. So every day is unique. And so it's engaging, 100% engaging. To me, it's very exciting.
So what is the common thread right now that you're seeing in the last 6 months as you've been coaching your people? What do you feel has had the biggest influential, positive change for your clients in the last 6 months?
Well, it's the same thing. It goes right back to basics. There's a famous triangle, and on the bottom, which is the foundation, it is lead generation. And it has never changed. You just need to focus your lead generation, put it in your schedule, and we're in the business of following the schedule. So I wouldn't say there's any change. It's just that's what we got to do. Your biggest opportunity is from your data bank. That hasn't changed. And then your other lead levers that are important to you. Yes, door knocking became challenging. Okay, that's understood. And making phone calls were still available. And direct mail was also still available. Open houses, again, they were hit or miss. That's a great lead lever. So just focusing on what we can control, and let's go there. Let's go there faster, and let's make sure that's our lead gen lever that's going to give us results. Obviously, we have to stay profitable and in business. So it's the same thing: listings, leads, and leverage through others. So there's no better power than that triangle.
So Kathy, I want to ask you a question. For all of those people out there, when it comes time to lead generate and instead they do their dishes or they do their laundry or they clean their house, or that this is the moment where they've got to go to the grocery store, right? For those people where this phone weighs literally 1,000 pounds in that moment, it's called call reluctance. What do you say to those folks? How can they get through that block?
That's a great question, and it's probably a universal question. And here's the whole thing is, you don't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. So the question becomes, what if you changed and lead generated? Just how many calls could you make? 3 a day? Let's start with 3 a day. 3 contacts a day. Can you do 3? See what happens. And if the client succeeds at 3, then okay, do you want to stay at 3, or would you like to increase that? Because it looks like you're getting some traction. After all, the opposite of distraction is traction. So call reluctance is real, and yet, eating ice cream is real. If I eat ice cream, I enjoy the flavor. If I eat ice cream, I am also going to gain some calories potentially. If I eat ice cream, if I keep eating ice cream, I'm probably going to gain weight. So what do I want to achieve? What's my why? I want to go get listings, as an example. So am I going to get listings? Are they going to jump in to my boat like fish? No. So I'm going to have to do something. And if I'm not going to make lead gen calls, then how do I get in front of people who want to do business with me? It may be social media. I've got a client in Vancouver, they did 110 million and they did strictly social media. They responded and they engaged. Yes, they eventually made calls through the social media. It's that was their unique lead gen lever. Usually it's some powerful lead gen lever. That's what I love about this business. That's going to create opportunity for them.
All right, fantastic, Kathy. I want to ask you, I've got 2 more questions, and then I want to pull some of your contact information in here so that if folks want to get on your calendar, want to talk to you about Keller Williams or talk to you about coaching, they can do so. So my question for you is, you've been with Keller Williams for a long time. What has Keller Williams done to earn your business year over year? Why have you stayed?
I've stayed because of being in Gary Keller's mastermind. That's very powerful, to be listening to a billionaire and being, mentored by people in that group. I can't get that anywhere else, number one. I love the fact that we've got great leaders in this company that come from WinWin and from the heart. I think we've got one of the best cultures in anywhere. We are the #1 real estate company in the world. We have the fastest growing real estate company still in the world. And so to me, yeah, I've been at ReMax and I loved ReMax. And why did I love it? It was international, lots of education. So I'm a learning-based person and we have university. We have the best training. We are a forefront leader. We have the largest coaching company in for any real estate company. And it's just a powerful force that needs to be reckoned with. I wouldn't go anywhere else right now.
All right, fantastic. So how can people get a hold of you? You're currently taking coaching clients, right? You can also, you're a wealth of information for people who are thinking about getting into real estate, wanting to know about Keller Williams. Maybe they want to join your team. How do people get a hold of you?
Thank you. And I'm happy to give a free coaching call to anybody that gives me a call and take a look at your business and see if that's something that feels right for you. My name is Kathy with a K. Last name is Toth, T-O-T-H. And my email is Kathy at
Kathy Toth, TOTH.com. And my cell phone is 734-216-7845. And I say go blue. We're hailing from Michigan.
I love that. Go blue. That's the first time one of my interviews has ended in go blue. Love it. Okay. All right. Fantastic. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was our 30-minute lunch with Kathy Toth. She is a fantastic high producer here in the Ann Arbor, Michigan area. She's been with Keller Williams for a long time and built a beautiful career and team. And she's also a MAPS coach. So don't miss out on any of this awesome stuff that Kathy shared with you. Don't forget to get in touch with her. Thanks for tuning in. This is Danielle Hayden, team leader of Keller Williams Ann Arbor. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Virtual hugs.